Okay, open table today. Dealing with tough emotions. First reading was pretty intense. We have about 12 topics or so, messages to cover for today. You will be topic number two. All right, we have martyr complex. I think we're going to take another one and then split if necessary. And then we have rigid boundaries. Okay, so like right away, what I can feel because like I said, it was an open table. Like sometimes I'll come and I can already feel um the energy before I even start. There is a great deal of resistance to both of these ideas, even like in case you didn't, which I doubt you did, but in case you didn't see what I said about resonance, remember that resonance, there's two ways that you could tell if a reading is resonating with you. Either you find yourself, depending on how like extroverted you are, yelling at the TV, going, "Yes, yes, that's exactly what I was talking. Yes, that's exactly how I'm feeling," or in complete and utter disbelief. Basically, it hits you in some way. It's the same thing with the negative components of a reading. Like if you feel like, "Oh, that is definitely not me," with an amount of almost disgust or disdain, typically that is highlighting to you an area that is very much you. All right, let's see what we have. We have Five of Cups, the Sun, the Ace of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Two of Wands. All right, let me sit with this energy for just a minute. Okay, so what it feels like just at first is almost like this person is, this might be you, this might be somebody you're dealing with, this is going from one extreme to the other. It is very much in the realm of relationships, surprise there, right? Okay, so the energy that is coming through that I'm tapping into, this is a story, this is a narrative, this is someone's experience in this moment where they came in feeling very much like very unhappy, very regretful, very remorseful with the martyr complex being here, especially at the very beginning. It gives me this a feeling of like this always happens to me. I am doomed, destined, whatever, to be lonely, hurt, filled with regret, sorrow, and remorse, a very woe is me energy. It's always, why does this happen to me? I'm such a good person. This shouldn't happen. I don't deserve this, right? And then there was an opportunity, right? And this opportunity was filled with expectations of a love that was complete and whole, and just you were so happy. I'm just going to use you, but substitute whatever. So happy about this new possibility, this new prospect, this new person in your life, this new whatever makes your heart sing, right? Might not be relationship, whatever. Feels like relationship. I'm getting an energy of putting all of your eggs in one basket. Like this is going to be the end all, be all. This is the one. This is the one. Or very close to, or could be. Or my savior. This is my savior. Confirmation from the universe on the savior. And it didn't go that way with the Four of Cups and the Three of Swords. It did not go that way. And for you, this person, in a way, it's even worse than it was before. Hmm. Because you've almost, like, with the Five of Cups, now you're at a Four of Cups, but with the impact of the Three of Swords, at least with the Five, you felt something, right? Like, this is an energy of almost, which is a very odd way to do it. You've almost taken something that was excruciatingly painful and instead turned it into apathy or numbed it in some way, right? Okay, and we'll look at that. This is just preliminary. This is just first energy coming out. And then, like, through that pain, and I don't know if that was transmuted or not at this moment, but through that pain with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse and the Two of Wands, instead of being aban- abandoned, heartbroken, left out in the cold, financially destitute, you found, oh, only for some, but I kind of feel like there was a substitution put in here that changed your path. Now you have more rigid boundaries. This might also be somebody else. Okay, so this tail end of this story, right? We're gonna have to get clarification on the tail end of the story. That is the basics of what happened. Okay, so I'm talking to somebody who is recently who came into a relationship or an experience. It really feels like a relationship. They came in a pretty bad place, pretty like Eeyore with a cloud over the top, like a mopey, sad place. Really kind of just sad. I'm getting just straight up sadness, sorrow. And this experience was supposed to be the one. This was, it might have been for a little bit. And then something happened and there was heartbreak so much that it needed to be numbed. And then we'll find out what happens after. All right, so the Ten of Cups. All right, we're gonna start there. Where does this go? Okay. So specifically, what caused the Five of Cups? Why was there a Five of Cups with a martyr complex to begin with? Just 1 minute. Sorry about that. My daughter brought me tea. Right. So my question was, um, the Five of Cups. Why the Five of Cups with the martyr? What happened? The Tower and the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Wands. Will you give me a specific on where that passion was? What was it about? Like what was the focus of the ink ones in the background of this ones? One of those. Okay. So I don't know if that's so so with the tower and the ace of wands, um, with the three of pentacles and the three of pentacles, I don't know if it was in the upright or in the reverse. I don't think that it matters. Um, basically the reason the energy came in with such sorrow and such sadness and such like I'm doomed to like this always happens to me type of feeling is that this person you experienced a extremely traumatizing or very impactful at the least destruction of something that you had great passion for, but in this case like with this passion I think it's bigger than that. I don't think that it's like primal passion. It feels like it had a a like soul purpose type of feel, and maybe not go that extreme, somewhere between that. Like it really, it meant something to you on a very deep level, and it was something that was with the three of pentacles, either like it feels like planning, like something. You had this traumatic, well, I keep saying the word traumatic, which I don't really describe for the tower, like, but this super traumatic thing happened to you where it's like your whole world came crashing down because you lost, or yeah, you lost this, or it was destroyed or taken away, whatever, just it is, you no longer have it. And it really meant something to you, and your blueprint, your plan, your the way that you see your future or saw your future then. And it's like from a soul level, there was something that came crashing down around you that really impacted, like it's bigger than just like love and relationships as we know it. It like if this was a like the dissolution of a marriage or something, that marriage held more, um, or the relationship held more impact than anything you have ever experienced before. There was more planning there. There was more, like, if it feels like losing your best friend. That's what the feeling is. So whatever that translates to you in your life, it feels like the loss of your best friend. So you came in to this, okay, and maybe that's where that martyr like complex comes from. And maybe that's why there's a three here as well. It's like taking one for the team on such a big level, like saving someone at the sacrifice of yourself is kind of the energy. And then now you don't have it and you don't have you, kind of. But this new thing comes in, this Ace of Cups, this sun, everything like perks up, brightens up. There's this opportunity for clarified Ten of Cups. Like this was supposed to fulfill you, right? This was supposed to be the thing that healed this, and it didn't. It caused more pain. Okay. Can I get some information on the Three of Swords? Can we get specifics on the Three of Swords? We have clarified by the Ace of Cups, the King of Sword, and the King of Cups. Why are those two kings here? Why two kings? All right, question. Can you give me more? Oh, Page of Swords. Okay. And more. Wands. King of Wands and the Four of Wands. All right, I mean, 1 second, because this is kind of detailed. So this Four of Cups, and we're gonna kind of get back to what I said about the Four of Cups being like almost like there's a numbing version here, and I don't know if that's like the martyr complex coming in and kind of watering the energy down. But with this Ace of Cups, this heartache, right? You're showing me not one, not two, but three king energies, right? One of great intellect, um, very emotionally controlled. And then you're showing me one that has complete emotional awareness, high emotional IQ, and one that has a very defined masculine energy, very passionate, like all of those things. The heart and I'll call it like heart, mind, passion. So the heart and the mind aspect, which is became where you first fell in love with, something like that, right? There, with the Page of Swords coming out and the Five of Wands, it's almost as if you started to question something about the person, and I'm getting about the person's personality. Like you started questioning something about this person's personality, and it started to cause difficulty. in your relationship. I can't tell whether this Page of Swords, because it's a horror deck, whether it's like, um, yeah, I guess it was. It's kind of like, it's what started out as just curiosity for you led to like suspicion. And your suspicion ended up with the Five of Wands, which it just so happens that in this deck, it says it's got monsters on it, right? And it says when monsters fight. Oh, shit. Okay. And this is going to be just for some of you, but if you've made it this far and you're dealing with the dog, like just um like keep going because it was almost as if your person seemed like I should have said it earlier, like almost like split personality, like well, like they would shift from being one way and then being another way and then being another way. There was something very du- like I can't tell if it's duplicitous or you caught on though. This is a very gentle way to be suspicious, right? Even if it's confrontational. I feel like there was a little bit of apprehension here to even kind of look. And then we have the Four of Wands, and then this card again, reunited and reconciled, question mark, the monsters come home. So I don't know if this turned out okay, we have a split off of storylines. That's not nice. But okay, so for some of you, after seeing all of this, right, this person actually suggested that you move into like a higher that must be why I couldn't pick up the energy of the last of the tail end of it. Like for some of you, this person suggested that you move into a place of like higher level commitment, you know, like moving in or getting married or something. Um, for some of you, this person's like bipolar nature, or like they were, or they're currently able to stick themselves back together. But I don't think that that's it. Whatever you saw here, whether or not, whatever you saw here was headed towards like marriage or higher level commitment or commitment in general or whatever that was, um, that caused a change with this Five of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't know whether you made a decision to try to help this person with the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Wands. And this Two of Wands here says, what does the Five of Pentacles say? Destitute, alone, terrified for the future. Okay, either you got out of this with the Five of Pentacles and the two. Okay, I'm gonna need some clarification on like what happened. Even if it is two stories, like if it's two stories, whatever. One story would be um that you saw what this was and you got out and went a different direction before it was too late, and now you have very rigid boundaries. But that seems like choppy in energy, if that makes sense. Or you were like, oh my God, you're insane. Yeah, I'm out of here. What is this Five of Pentacles and the Two of Wands? We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Okay, yeah, for some of you, that's exactly what it was. It was like this was your opportunity to like split. Like you said, "Whoa, yeah, I am not going to." Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna roll with that because we're 25 minutes in. So if this is not your ending, but you want to know the ending, go ahead and email me and I'll pull for your energy for the ending. But for this one, there was something about the way this person, you got very like suspicious because they started acting in ways that were very different. I can't describe it anything else as like where sections of their personality kind of like one point they'd be really cold and rigid and like analytical, and then other times they would be like emotionally destabilized and just that like they were going through the entire spectrum of emotions, but they were embodying the embodying like specific personalities and like specifically, and it was starting to really destabilize you. You're like, I don't even like know you right now, like you're being so weird and outside of who you normally are. And either you saw this, like if you stayed here, it would be progressing to like there's something about like future projection here. Like you saw it as, oh my God, is this really like what the rest of my life is going to be like? What is this person actually like? I don't like, I can't stay here. I can't be in this situation. I don't even know who this person is. Like I'm all freaked out because now I'm like something like that. And you took this opportunity and you split. And it didn't matter if you were going away with alone or going away nothing or going away like it did not matter. You are gone. This is your opportunity to get the hell out of Dodge. Two of Wands. So, like with this rigid boundaries card, right? Either this is you saying, there is no way that I am co signing on that situation at all, ever again, not revisiting it. Whoa, hard no, hard stop. This could also be that you now recognize this particular pattern and you have resolved within yourself that this will never this will never happen again. There's something about that rigid boundaries card that makes me feel something was missed, in this experience, in this situation. Um, or you made a massive transition from feeling disempowered to feeling fully empowered. We're going to pull just one card and then we're done. One shadow card to see if there is anything under rigid boundaries that was possibly missed. Goddess, is there anything that was missed here? Did I miss anything that needs to be brought to light? Okay. Aimless and unaware. Okay. And unforgiving. Oh, this is really good. This is really, really good. When you came into this situation, right? Um, you came in an energy that just didn't have any like real clear you didn't have a great deal of like direction, right? With this martyr and sadness and all of this stuff. And because of that misdirection or not having enough direction, it kind of made you naive in a way. Um, okay, how do I say that? Okay, because because you were in a state, because you had disempowered yourself because of your previous circumstances, right? Um, so stupid. Okay, it's the energy of if you don't stand for any, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. That's exactly what this energy is, if that helps you. Okay, so because you came in with no clear direction, purpose, just kind of like, sad, right? You were able to get swept up really quick in something that if you had not been in that disempowered state, you would have seen immediately. So I think those shadows are already resolved, but they wanted to bring it to your attention. And then moving all the way over here to this rigid boundaries, you now have unforgiving. And I think that that is where they really want your attention here. Okay. Um, it is rigid boundaries, especially perfect. There's a balance here that's being requested. Spirit is asking you to take a look at these three shadows and really blend them, merge them, learn from this experience. But this says not disposed to forgive or show mercy, merciless, uncompromising, and grudgeful. If you look for signs of disrespect, and confirmation from the universe, if you look for signs of disrespect or reasons to be angry, you'll find them. Align yourself with a loving vibration. You went from completely aimless to wielding dual swords behind your back, right? That's a massive transition. That is a huge jump, definitely in the right direction. So I think here is just, it is great that you were able to move from aimless and purposeless to hardcore. I know what I don't want, right? I know what I don't want. But I think the message is to find the forgiveness and the softness and the love that so you can transmute that grit is all like I'm hearing like that grit, right? Transform it into a pearl. I like that. That was tough energy. That was a good one. That was a good one. Okay. All right. So does that meet any of ours? So I'm checking a list that I have, and it looks like this might be our contract to walk part of the path and then let them go. Okay. All right. So hopefully you did some really positive things in this person's life, something that really impacted them in a positive manner. I mean, I'm sure you did. All right. My unconditional love to you. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe, as is your person. And I trust that this will find who it was supposed to. All right. Ooh, 3:33 on the timer might be important. 33:33. All right. That is all. Thank you so much for sharing your energy.